G'day Internet, we are here at PEI's largest tuner show, Back to Basics 4, where you can see the RX-7 is making its first indoor car show appearance. So I've shown this off outdoors at a couple of car shows in the last year or two, but never has it been clean enough that I wanted to show it off indoors. But I've finally fucked with the paint enough that it looks cleanish from a couple feet away. And I'm trying to distract you from how imperfect the paint is with the engine bay. So check this out. I learned how to polish aluminum. It's incredibly easy if what you're starting with is almost polished, which this stuff was almost polished, but I just brought it all the way home. Not perfect, but it's pretty good compared to what it was. And I drove this here with no hood. I took a little bit of video. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this all together, but I'll probably include that. Drove it here with no hood. That was pretty fun. You get to see the top of the engine shaking back and forth whenever you're driving this thing. And I went a little bit extra and I printed off some pictures of the build process. If you are an avid follower of the channel, you will have seen most of these before. There's me being a crazy person working on it in the snow. That's like where it was when I made video number 1, and we're now on video number like 40 or something. There it is before I touched it at all. Look at its sad, rusty front quarter panel that now looks like that. That is the same part. That is the same. I can't words right now. It's the same fender. So that used to look like that. What else? There it is with like all the panels taken off of it and its fuel tank getting put in before I ever drove it. Yeah, that's where the floor was before we friggin' fixed it. So yeah, I wanted people to be able to see a little bit of the history of this thing, because that's way more interesting than the car itself, is the fact that I bought this for $1,000 3 years ago and then spent thousands of hours of my life bringing it back up to spec. So that's all I want to ramble about the RX-7. It's here, it's looking great. The engine bay has never looked so good in its existence. Up here, I took all the lines off of this and I dug the rust out and I rust converted it and then I painted it. So, and I also painted the brake booster. This has always been really rusty. There's one of my hairs on it. And yeah, my goal was that you don't see any rust like super duper easily. I mean, how could you focus on the rust in the engine bay when the engine looks this goddamn sexy? Alright, so that's my car. But what I want to do is, I don't want this video to be incredibly long, because this is a huge event. I'm really impressed with the turnout here, and this is just indoors. There's also an outdoor component that is just as big, if not larger. So I'm not going to show you every car, but I'm going to show you my favorites. Let's take a walk around. First of all, my neighbor, not literally, but my car show neighbor. This is owned by a guy named Dakota, and this is one of the best Mazda Speed 3 builds I've ever seen. I got to see this car in nearly untouched form like 2 or 3 years ago, and this last year, he did a ridiculous amount of work to it. So he's got flares body worked into it. That is not a factory flare. And then back here, I was wondering if this was a factory flare that was body worked in, but no. He deleted the factory body line that's like right here, and then moved it back up and like, you know, just completely molded this to his will. And I just think that is so badass. And it's just done really cleanly. The paint is incredible. The wheels are incredible. Everything's incredible about this car. Huge fan. Makes me miss my Speed 3. It'll be back on the road sometime. Alright, this is tied for my favorite vehicle here that's not mine. This thing fucks. It is called the Green Goblin, and I just love everything about what they did with this. I'm not even particularly a truck guy, but I love me a lowered truck. Especially one as pornographically beautiful as this. Holy crap. Bro. Bro. Stop it. Stop it. That's amazing. I love this thing. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, this is the car that truck is tied with for my favorite at the show. What model is this exactly of Volkswagen? I should figure that out. It's debadged. It's a Rabbit. It's a Rabbit. I just love the shape of the body and the wheel choice and the fact that it's lowered and how clean it is and how clean the interior is. I'm obsessed with this thing. Yeah, if not that, this is my favorite. Amazing. And here we've got the Skyline section. All of these cars are incredibly gorgeous. Look at the paint-matched valve cover. Look at everything. Look at absolutely everything about it. Oh my god. Then, here's another one. And he's actually got the dyno slip in there. I think if you show off an engine bay with a giant turbo, it should be required that you have a dyno slip to back it up. 1,655. Yep. Yep. Just walking through the valley of Skylines. Alright, this thing deserves a feature. Look at this thing. What even are these wheels? These are insane. What is going on? Is this Wing Factory? The engine's in there. Pretty wild. I guess I'll give this a feature too. Man, these wheels. The wheels really make the car. It's basically a stock lowered BMW. Apart from the Alpinas, the friggin' 20s on her. God damn, this is a big car. Cool. Oh, cool, an FD. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. And this is my buddy's car. We're pretty close friends. We help each other work on shit every now and again. This is his RX-7 that he has put a shitload of work into. He rebuilt the engine in it. So whenever he got it, I believe one of the apex seal springs had snapped, and then that's why it had low comp. Took the engine apart, put it back together. Now look at it. This was black originally, and now it is yellow, and he's got a carbon fiber hood with this crazy flake in it. Did that like just a week ago, I think. Definitely mad respect for the toxic RX-7. Now we got an absolutely slammed NA Miata and an absolutely slammed FB RX-7. So I have covered this on the channel before, but I'll cover it again. This is my buddy Zach. This is a 83 RX-7, exactly the same as mine, except it doesn't have a sunroof. He's got, I think this is called an inverted rear hatch. Pretty friggin' cool. And the real insane thing about this car is that it has an NB Miata rear subframe. So he completely tore out the factory rear end of this car and fabricated the entire thing himself. Took a subframe from an NB Miata, put it on it so that he could put the wheels exactly where he wanted with camber. And yeah, that is incredibly cool and incredibly unique. To have a car that's normally solid rear axle with camber. Mad respect. I've seen this at the shows a couple times, but it never fails to impress. FD RX-7, incredibly beautiful condition, owned by a guy named Matt Lloyd. I have no idea what he does to afford this, but oh my god, is it ever beautiful. I wish he would open the engine bay. I want to look at the rotary, because it does still have the rotary. This guy's local. I've heard this thing run, but I've never seen it try and go fast. I'm told it goes fucking fast. I mean, would you believe that it goes fucking fast? I really love the top of this engine. It makes me want to do port injection on the Speed 3. I probably should. If I'm building an engine from the top up, I might as well make it amazing and burn every dollar that I have to my name. That's cool. That is an anodized aluminum intake manifold. You can see where it didn't get anodized in a couple places. How do you do that? Was that like that from the factory, or did he do this? Looks kind of cool. This thing, also incredibly hot. What year is this? What does it say? It's an Accord hatch. I would guess 89? Mid-90s? I just love how, like, low the front of the car is. Like, it's so low, you feel like you could just, like, step up onto it. Not a very tall car. RX-7 is kind of the same way. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Great. The stretch is insane.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the wheels.
Of course it is. That's what it is.
Try and keep this vid somewhat short and sweet. Usually my videos are like 45 minutes to an hour, so we're gonna cut this one short, because in the next video I want to talk all about tuning this thing, which is something I'm still learning about, and I'm having a lot of fun learning about how this stuff works. So in the next vid we're gonna do lots of street tuning and talking about how the Holley Sniper works. So stay tuned. I don't think it's going to be too long before I give that video a release. Hasn't been made yet, but you know, you shouldn't have to wait 2 months like you normally do with one of my videos. So not only on Saturday did I have a fantastic time bringing this to the car show, but the RX-7 won its first award. I have no words for how happy this makes me. So the trophy is actually a steering wheel that you can use, which is incredibly cool. Incredibly cool idea from the folks at The Fold for our love of driving. So look at that. Back to Basics 4. So you're always going to remember that cool ass event every time you use your steering wheel. And yeah, I don't have a quick release hub, but I think I kind of have to get one now. I won't run this long term, but I want to run it for a little bit. This thing's freaking cool. So huge thank you to the folks at Novus Glass. It wasn't even the Fold guys that judged my car and awarded it Prime Classic. I should have mentioned what the award actually was for. It was for their favorite classic car at the show, which is an absolute honor, especially if you know where this thing started. I bought this thing for $1,200 a couple years ago, and the floors were completely gone out of it. And go watch video number 1. If you haven't watched video number 1, go watch video number 1, and you'll be like, oh my god, Giles, you're insane. What is wrong with you? Well, this is what's wrong with me, okay? We're starting to get some recognition for our work on the RX. That just makes me so happy. This is so cool. So goddamn cool. So this is the first and hopefully not the last award that this awesome car is going to achieve. So that's all I got for you. Next time we're going to dive into some tuning, and I will see you there.